Welcome back to the Yard Dad. I'm going to start a new series where I test out tools, random equipment, reels, whatever I've got, because I've gotten a lot of comments on my shorts about the stirrup hoe that I have, or action hoe, whatever you want to call it. There's like a million names for it. I've always just called it a stirrup hoe, but that's what this video is going to be about, and that's what I'm going to do in this series. Is I'm going to basically pull something like whatever, it could be anything from here, and I'll show you how I use it, right? How I use that tool, what it's good for, what it, like longer shovels, like a digging shovel versus one of these shorter shovels, just anything, edging tools. Over here, I've got a bunch of different reels and stuff, right? We've got a lawn roller back over there. We can do a video on that. I just decided to start this new series where I'll pull a random tool, keep the video short. I'll show you the tool, show you the name, tell you where I got it, type of thing. Then we'll go test it out, and I'll just cut into some music or something. Yeah, let's check out the stirrup hoe or action hoe. There's quite a bit of names. Here's a list of them. And here's a look at it. This one is the Husky brand. I can't remember if I got this at Lowe's or at Home Depot. Honestly, I just can't remember. It's a 54-inch action hoe with wood handle and, of course, your little cushion grip, right? But the important part is this piece right here. And the way that I've always used it is I find a weed, and we're going to go do that right now. And then I drag it. Now, it usually pulls it up by the roots. The lawn here, for instance, though, I generally do not use the action hoe on the lawn. And the reason why is because it doesn't really work well for that. It works well for mulch beds. So, for instance, there's some type of grass or weed or something that's growing over here. I'll show you how to use this. So, right here, we got this thing, right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come up on this, and you can either push forward or you can drag it towards you. It doesn't really matter, but either way, you just kind of go back and forth like that, and then you shall see this didn't have a very long root on it, but there's the roots. So mulch, the thing, is absolutely fantastic. Another spot that it's good is sand. If you got some sand, right? See how I've got some grass growing right here? Well, I can take this and drag it, and you can angle it up against the curb like this, right? And I'm not even hitting the curb, I'm still hitting the soil. And as you can see, and I'm doing this one-handed, by the way, I just totally took grass by the roots and got it right out. No problem, right? Here's some more right here. I can just kind of drag it and see I can get it. And it really does a good job of pulling it by the roots, whether it's weeds or grass or that. Just like that, loosens it up. That's just one thing that you can do. Mulch, sandy soil, anything like that. It's going to pull out stuff really, really easily. You won't have to get down, especially when the handle's longer. Most of the handles that I've seen for these are always long too. So you should be good with that. This thing is really awesome. Like, I highly recommend these. Another spot that you can use them is like, if you have an area of your lawn, let's say, where the mulch bed comes up and there's some rocks or some pebbles, right? Like you have some gravel pathways. Works excellent there as well. Just not on your grass. Mulch beds, pebble areas, sandy soil, just soil beds, any sort of like where I keep my fruit trees. I always have grass growing in there. We're gonna go test this out over there and clean that up. That's mainly where I use it, and it's because I don't spray anything over there. I don't put any pre-emergence near it or anything like that. I try to only do that on my grass. So anywhere where you don't want to spray, even if it's vinegar or whatever, if you're doing a more organic way to kill the weeds, this thing comes really in handy. And you can go fast and you can totally basically cultivate a little area with this thing. Now, if you have dirt and you do not have soil and you just have clay, right? And there's weeds growing there, you got a soil problem. This isn't going to solve your problems. But then you've got dirt. You don't have soil. That's not what this tool is for. So, then you need to get a hand cultivator and you need to start repairing and ripping everything back. And this thing, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. It gets the job done. It works for me. It works really well in the mulch beds. It works all up around the shrubs. I can get under shrubs where I see a weed growing through it or coming up out of it, and then just pull it right out. Like, I don't have to put my hands in there. I don't have to do any of that stuff. And I've seen a lot of different weed removal tools. So I'll grab some other ones, but this one is definitely by far one of my favorites. The first time I used this, it was on a ranch where somebody didn't want to spray anything all over their gravel pebble stuff they had around their house on that ranch property. This saved a lot of time and a lot of bending over, for sure. Yeah, let's go test this out in the back. Let's go. All right, well, super easy, really awesome tool. Thing gets the job done. I filled that entire container just going around the house in the mulch beds right now. Yeah, I don't spray anything or put anything in there, and this thing does the job. I was out there for maybe 10 minutes, did the whole, all around the house, all the shrubs, everything. And then I did the area where my fruit trees were, and then I still have a little portion that I'm going to do in the back where I have some more fruit trees. Stirrup hoe, action hoe, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure there's one that I can find, and I'll put a link for it or whatever. And yeah, check it out, get one if you really need one. I use this thing more than any tool that I have. If you like pulling up weeds, getting rid of weeds, and making your landscape look good, highly recommend it. Really is a good tool. I showed you in the video too, I don't know if you noticed it, but when I went up against the edge, the metal edge that separated my grass from the mulch beds, these things work excellent there as well. You can define an edge and get an edge going again by removing any sort of grass or unwanted weeds or whatever that's right there. It'll pull back pebbles and rocks. And then I also showed an area where there was more clay soil and it still didn't really have a problem. It's just that packed clay. If you have a lot of weeds and it's super packed, you can really scrape with this thing and get start to get stuff coming up, but I would recommend a hand cultivator if you're really trying to redo an entire area. This will definitely help you though. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time. We'll probably do the lawn roller, maybe. That'll be the next tool video that I do. And yeah, have a good weekend. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.